So this is a testimonial that I am lovingly sharing with so much gratitude for the session that I had last week with Wendy. So it's taken me a week to process all of the magic that's come out of the session with Wendy and her beautiful guidance, which is giving me so much spiritual food for thought. It really has. So I feel in some ways that I'm still digesting everything that came through, and it was such a wonderful experience. Just getting in touch with a world that, even though consciously haven't thought about fairies and this earth really, but with a magical presence on it. So like that's the veil indeed, that it's the same earth, but there's a feeling of some very high frequency, high vibrational intelligence that was like my guide, and a feeling of being completely familiar. So back with the familiars. I've tried to just sit after the session and just absorb rather than sort of projecting too fast too soon, and it definitely feels like there is something tapping onto me. Oh, little cat's come to see me. Hello. Don't get cats in this park. There you go, you're on camera. He matches my scarf. Oh, well, you see, start talking about the magical things, and then that energy seems to be quite infectious really. So yeah, there was a wonderful feeling of happiness and bliss, and that word bliss is something that it's been chasing me around for the last year or so, and I've even incorporated it now into my sort of wellness name, Silkybliss. But I used to be an aerial yoga teacher, and all of that. Well, I still am. It's not that that's a life lived. It's not anything else. But we evolved it. So it now just feels like all of the hammocks that I would put up so that people could just climb inside and rest. I'll play with, you can be playful, like you can fly and do flips and tricks, but also just rest and shed off all of the stresses that I've accumulated over the time. It kind of all makes sense of all the things that I've been applying myself to. That would be it would be based on some kind of secret garden re-emergence in this world. So I want to show so much love and gratitude for Wendy for just being the kindest and wisest, calmest guide. I really felt like Wendy was there holding my hand in another realm when I went into this world, which it's kind of now I have the feeling that I can crash down to a very solid state, but even though it feels heavy and material, that is the illusion. The intensity is the illusion, and the reality is light, and just having a body that you could travel through other things with the loving frequency of just a complete lack of resistance. It's so wonderful. That was my first facilitation I ever received, and it's been like a friendly journey back to somewhere. It felt like the timing was right, and wherever you are with your own journey of finding the sources that guide you, it may be that some of us have half a consciousness or an old lifetime in the fairytale world, and I guess that there's talk of other frequencies and other planets and everything else too. So I'm very open-minded that all of that could coexist, at the same time. And the more that we know about time, the more we realise it's just kind of all going on simultaneously, isn't it? So this is a very mysterious world to live in. I think the magic is actually in being a human being and being earthly. That's why we have so much protection, because it's like we are the heroes. That's the feeling that I've had since the session, that my guides, the fae, are really proud of this mission being accepted to come into our carbon body and house some of these really difficult emotions. It feels like the reason for feeling those emotions is to learn non-judgment and to just let them go back to the light, or let them go back to God, or just let them go back to whatever sits comfortable in your reality as the infinity point where creation starts. Everything is allowed to go back to its infinity point before it re-emerges as something else. And sometimes the guilt and the shame is trapped, like thoughts, trapped thoughts that then build into a kind of entity. And those entities, well, we give them lots of names, don't we? We've written many books, made many films about dark presences. But you can feel all that is housed within you, and if we have the forgiveness just to live light like we are probably meant to, and make this planet the frequency that it's destined to become. That's what I feel. I feel like the conversation that I've had has gone beyond the session, so there's still sort of little what do we say, downloads, little nuggets of information, just understanding the world that I'm in and the world that you're in too. So I hope this lands well with you, because it's been a very interesting session to summarise. It's an ongoing experience. Thank you so much. Lots of love, Wendy.